Hey guys!
How you doing tonight?
I'm Crystal.
This is Antoine.
And this is the K versus A podcast where we argue about stupid shit for your listening pleasure.
Very stupid shit. Now, before we get started tonight, I'm going to break it down about 30 seconds. It has taken us an hour of our valuable time to get this shit going. We fucking love you guys because if we didn't, we wouldn't be here right now.
I'd be asleep. It's 10:20
and
on Sunday.
On Sunday, and I got to be up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. So we do this for the love, not for the bullshit.
Hashtag the struggle was, and will always be real.
Real fucking real. Let me see.
We came home and I bought this sound editing software legitimately a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I've used it faithfully for like work projects. And the second that I want to use it for like to do something fun, it just chose not to work. And I had to shut it down, start it back up, shut it down, start it back up. Then it would start, then it will freeze and shut off. So now we finally have it to where like it works. So now we have to worry about my computer freezing mid-podcast. Cross your fingers, knock on wood, or in this case, granted, that might not be real.
You know what? This basically sounds like old people trying to have sex. Start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. And they got to worry about shit freezing up like you had like a locked hip. You know, your back goes out or something like that. You know, I'm just saying.
Everything always goes back to like either titties or sex.
First of all, okay, you know what, y'all?
But you're a man. I don't hold that against you.
I mean, but women like titties too, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Titties make everything better.
Wow. You know what?
Most girls feel that way. We're just like ashamed to say it.
Really?
Or embarrassed. Yeah.
Really? I mean, but
I've talked to some of like my best friends, and they're like, "Oh, like you know, you have a nice pair," or like she has. Yeah, girls do that all the time. Like, it's not like in the movies where we go in the bathroom and like fill each other up or anything like that. But it's like, oh, like I wish mine were bigger, and they're like, oh, you have a nice pair, it suits your shape and stuff like that.
Wow, really? So I mean, most guys we don't hang around.
Be like nice balls.
Nice balls. There, your balls are hanging low. You know, we don't do that kind of stuff.
But also, like, I guess girls, we have a license to like be like fresher with each other than guys do with each other.
Okay, the face I'm making right now.
It's like the what the fuck face.
Yeah, it's like a what the fuck moment. Like and speaking of what the fuck moments.
Because and I say that because girls can be like, oh, you look nice today, or that dress makes your boobs look nice, and it's completely okay for us to say that. A guy can't be like, hey, yo, man, boy, your dick look big in them basketball shorts.
Motherfucker right there, bro. This man, no pants tight in a motherfucker. No, we can't do that. We cannot do that, y'all. But this is what we do. This is really some shit. When you listen to this, I want you to recognize
the love,
the love,
and the patience.
The love is here. It's some Elton John shit stuff. You know what I'm saying? Can you feel the love in this room right now, man? Because everybody can't talk about titties and like you did say the word dick, didn't you?
Yeah,
you did say the word. Wow. You know what? We're gonna do the podcast about that on that right there. Right there, it was kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But some crazy shit we got going on because we got
a lot of crazy happened this week.
Crazy shit.
Even like aside from all the stuff that happened in the Olympics, it's just been like a crazy ass week.
Crazy ass fucking week. I mean, we have a chick who came out. We had a chick that came out and like what's the chick in the Twilight chick? What's her name?
Kristen Stewart.
Man, okay.
It's been rumored for a long time, but she recently came out and said it.
Yes. So she came out and said she had a thing, but we'll get that in a minute. Yeah. But right now, what I want to tell you about, okay, now Usain Bolt, he won, what was it? They called it triple P or something like that, where he won the 100, 200, 400-meter relay. So he did it 3 Olympics in a row. They called it the triple P.
Just how demoralizing does it have to be to like compete with Usain Bolt? Like He's competed, since 2008 or 2004, the past 3 or 4 Olympics.
I think it was 2008 was his first Olympics.
He's just, like, completely dominated. And it has to be demoralizing. The same thing with, like, gymnastics and competing against Simone in all of her like magnificence, even though she did mess up.
Well, she failed. I mean, but shit. I mean, it happens, man.
She still got bronze, even when she fucked up.
She busted her ass, still got bronze. How bad is that?
Can't be too bad.
Not too bad. But we got to give you the same credit because you will probably never see another athlete in our lifetime that will be as dominant as him. If you saw the race that he ran, if you don't know anything about racing, in the same way we had about swimming last week, if you beat somebody by 0.5 seconds, whatever, you whoop their ass. He was beat. I mean, he was beat to the point where
he was taking pictures before he finished.
The motherfucker was taking selfies and shit, man. Like he was sitting there, like he was like So I mean, we got to give him credit for that. That was outstanding right there. And speaking of
being outstanding, we gotta talk about our girl Simone.
Yes.
And the good and bad that's happened to her. Like she won 2 gold medals. Mm-hmm. 1 bronze, and she's excellent. She's magnificent, but she did kind of bust her ass and get bronze. And people were like talking shit about her and Gabby Douglas about their hair, which kind of bothered me because the majority of the people talking trash were black women, and I'm like, dude, like even if you do get a relaxer a day or a week before, and your hair is tight and your edges are snatched and everything is pulled together, you have to realize they're competing in the fucking Olympics. Like, can you imagine like running and jumping and doing all the shit that is required of you to compete at an Olympic level? You're going to sweat out a fucking perm. They need to give both of them a break because they're accomplishing shit that a lot of these people on their Twitter keyboards and Facebook will not achieve ever, that their children's children will never achieve, and you're sitting up somewhere talking about her hair.
Well, I'm gonna let my partner in crime run that subject of the hair thing because I have no hair. I have no hair. I don't have to worry about any edges, no perm, no relaxers, no cornrows, no braids, dookie or otherwise. I get a haircut once a week. So I don't have to worry about none of that stuff. So
I've kind of said all I care to say on like that whole hair thing. It like throws me how like somebody could achieve so much and you harp on like the smallest thing. It's like you've done something so great. And like when Simone and Gabby are old and gray and talking to their grandkids, on their rocking chair, they're not gonna be like, "Oh, look at how laid my hair was in this picture."
Man,
they're gonna be like,
good.
"Yeah," they're gonna be like, "Oh, look at this gold medal I won at the Olympics." Like,
well, I mean,
they're slaying life, and they're like in their late teens, early 20s.
So my question, I'm gonna throw this question towards you being a black woman, right? Why exactly do other black women, as in Chris Rock had that movie, was
Good
called
Hair,
Good Hair. Why do black women throw shade of the black women about their hair? Because I'll take it back to my generation, back when Oprah, if some of y'all motherfuckers remember Oprah, she actually did exist.
People still know who Oprah is. Just because she stopped doing her TV show on ABC, people didn't forget about Oprah.
But the point is, Oprah they used to talk about,
her weight.
Matter of fact, not even Oprah. I'm gonna take it back to any ATLians out here. If you remember this shit, we had a newscaster called Monica Kaufman.
Yeah.
And they gave her so much shit about her fucking hair. And some days her hair looked good, some days her hair looked nappy than a motherfucker. But the thing is, though, in Atlanta, at that time, late 70s, early 80s, there were no black...
Even the 90s.
Even the 90s, there were no black newscasters.
And she was doing it.
And she was doing the damn thing. So I don't understand why they gave her so much shade, but unfortunately, that seems to be what our African-American ladies do, and I don't understand.
And, like, which is unfortunate, it took Monica Kaufman getting cancer and losing her hair for people to stop talking about it. And then when she beat it and it grew back, people, like, got over it. But up until then, people were like shitting on her. Even when I was a little girl, people were always talking about like how bad or how sometime her hair looked. But as far as like your earlier question about like what people's, particularly black women's obsession with hair is, I was like watching/listening to an interview with D.L. Hughley earlier this week, and he pretty much hit the nail on the head that unfortunately I think a part of that is self-hatred. Because think of it this way: without relaxers and without beauty supply stores and without weave, every black woman would look like a Gabby Douglas or a Simone.
But what's wrong with that? But they're beautiful.
What I'm saying is I think they're beautiful. I don't see anything wrong with if you have natural hair or if you want a relaxer. If it looks good for you and you're okay with it, do what you want. Life is too short to like complain about hair and stuff. But also, you know, Antoine grew up with my mother. We were raised to have an extraordinarily high sense of self-esteem. So I don't get how like what anybody says can make you feel bad about yourself. I'm just trying to like put myself in the position of girls who like don't have that confidence. And like, yeah, I still get like self-confident, but stuff like hair or weight, I'm like, whatever, fuck you and your opinion, I'm fabulous.
And you know,
I just wish other people could like see themselves and other women that way.
Well, unfortunately they can't, because unfortunately society, and me being a man, I have a part in this too, is that there's a certain type that you say that you want to look for. So unfortunately, women have to go that extra mile to be on the same par of what they think that men like. Me personally, I don't give a fuck if you got long wavy hair or curl or nappy ass hair. I've dated every part, you know, I've dated all that. So I mean, I just don't get the whole thing with the women part about not supporting each other, because like you say, you know, these are strong, beautiful women out there, black or otherwise, that are representing their country and are representing a culture. And I don't understand why it seems like the African Americans have to be the ones to tear their own people down. But you know what? That's a podcast for another day. You know, we're not gonna get into the socio-political part right now.
That's not really our bag.
That's not really our bag. You know, we'll say.
But it's like it had to be said.
But we'll tell you know what? If you know what though, I would tell Gabby and Simone. Like Cat Williams said, motherfucker, if you only got 2 haters today, you need to pick up fucking 4, because you're not doing enough. So you know what, girl?
Being too much of a star player.
You know what? You get 1 million fucking haters. You know, on Twitter, get 1 million fucking haters. Speaking of fucking haters and bitch assness, that motherfucker
Ryan Lochte.
Now that
lying motherfucking lying ass.
That motherfucker. Then you get caught on tape. And then you get on fucking Matt Laura punk ass. And you talking about, well, I'm young. I made a mistake.
I was so freaking mad at how soft Matt Lauer was. Ryan Lochte. I wish Al Roker would have interviewed Ryan Lochte, because he went in talking about he lied. He kept saying that, and like if you pay attention, like whenever the other dude was trying to defend Ryan Lochte, Al Roker would just stroke his drink real loud, like calling like whatever this motherfucker. Like, dude, you're in your 30s and you still think you're young enough to destroy public property without any like repercussion or regard for other people. Like, are you serious? And then that goes back to like the double standard. Like, Gabby Douglas doesn't hold her hand over her heart when she's saying the pledge, and people fucking ripped her to shreds, saying she was un-American and she needed an, I quote, attitude adjustment. But Ryan Lochte destroys someone's business, lies to the Olympic Committee, lies to the American people, lies to their face, gets caught in that lie, and it's like, oh, he's young. He made a mistake.
Okay, you're 31 years old. You're not young. You're not made a fucking mistake. And when you did what you did,
you lied.
You lied. And then, but see, the worst part about it is, can I run this for a second real quick?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah, whatever.
Let me run with it. Rio, when we had a discussion about this a couple of days ago, a lot of people that when the IOC awarded Rio the games, a lot of countries were like they didn't want to give it to him because, you know, if you've never been to Rio, Rio is one of the poorest countries in the world.
A lot of crime.
Yeah, got a lot of crime. And so this games had double the amount of security than the one in London had. Think about that for a second, listeners. Double. In London, England, they had, I want to say, 20,000 security officials, whether it was police, army, National Guard, or whatever. They had 40,000 security personnel in Rio. So Ryan Lochte obviously knew this, so he felt like, okay, I can blame this on the people of Rio, and they're not gonna say too much about me because I am an American.
I'm Ryan Lochte.
I'm Ryan Lochte. I'm Ryan Lochte, bitch, and they're not gonna say anything. They're gonna believe what I had to say, and people say, okay, well that's just Rio being Rio, which is bullshit. And my thing is like this: his punk ass should not let the fucking country until they fucking got what they had to do with him, and he should have to be extradited back to there and face some kind of criminal charges,
or at least be banned, not be able to compete in 2020.
There you go. I bet your punk ass won't lie again with you little bitch. It pissed me off.
And then the sheer arrogance of saying they're just gonna take what I say as fact. Like, did he really think they weren't gonna do some sort of investigation into what happened? That they were just gonna be like, oh, I'm Ryan Lochte. They just gonna take what I say as fact and not research.
And then
that's just arrogance.
And then when another bitch ass again, you put your homeboys in your bullshit, then you dip.
And they snitched on him so quick.
I mean,
saying like, oh, it was all Ryan Lochte's idea, but also that's two more grown ass men who were able to make their own grown ass decisions in trying to hide behind the fact of, oh, I'm young, I made a mistake, I'm still learning. At what age does a man become an adult and able to take responsibility for his own actions? That's something I have an issue with. Like, you mean to tell me you're in your late 20s or early 30s and you're not mentally able to grasp the effect of what you're doing on somebody?
Well, I mean,
because if you can't, that means you're a fucking sociopath.
Wow, that's wow.
Think about it.
Wow.
If you're that old and don't really have a concept of, okay, what I'm doing is hurtful. Isn't that the definition of like a sociopath?
Well, okay,
maybe I'm reading too much into it. I have a lot of feelings on this topic. For some reason, it just bothered me.
Well, what's gonna bother you is everybody right now is gonna slam his ass, right? A month from now, who the fuck is Ryan Lochte? They're gonna forget. They're not gonna remember a month from now. I mean, it's hot news now, but a month from now, it's like, okay, they're not gonna give a fuck because it's like, okay,
it happened.
It happened, so. I mean, that happened. And what has happened again? The fucking U.S. dropped the ball again.
The U.S. men's relay team got disqualified again. The same shit happened in 2004 when they dropped the baton and got disqualified. Then in 2008, they got disqualified for a false start. Then they got silver in 2012, and we thought they had bronze this time, but turns out the first leg of the 400 relay, his foot went over the fucking line, and now they got disqualified. Like, just imagine being on the men's relay team, and you trained for 4 years for this moment, and you find that your teammate stepped over the line. I wonder what they did to that nigga when they got back to the room.
Oh, they whooped that ass. They whooped that ass. I mean, the U.S. men got some of the fastest run in the world.
They just can't seem to get their shit together in the Olympics. Like, and the thing is, I watched it and I was like, I wonder how they gonna fuck it up this time. Real talk, I watched it live. And I was like, I wonder who gonna fuck it up.
When they showed the video of the man watching the little videotape of the year they fucked up, everybody looking like, oh. You know what I thought, Chrissy?
What?
They're going to fuck this up. Because it's too much. Some
pressure.
People can't handle pressure. And when you put that... Because the U.S. knew they were not going to beat Jamaica. You know what I'm saying?
It's a race for silver.
It was a race for silver.
Usain Bolt is in the picture.
Yeah, unless you kicked him in his fucking ass and he fell or some shit, there was no way they were going to beat Usain Bolt.
Or somebody else on their team fell or dropped the baton.
Yeah, they murdered their ass. But United States, they fucked up again. So I'm like... Yeah, okay, I'll be 46 in the next Olympics. So maybe by the time I'm like able to retire, you'll fucking actually win another gold medal. Okay? Speaking of that part right there, the US, y'all fucked up. We'll get back to you.
But the women's relay team
Allison
beat that ass.
Stop that. Okay, now I'm gonna roll with this one. If you saw the first two legs, Jamaica was in it. The third leg, when she got the baton, it was game fucking over.
Allison Felix, like, she was on a mission. She's like, I ain't losing this damn relay.
I was like, that shit was
and she just tore away that last leg. And she's the most decorated track and field female Olympian, right? She has 5 gold medals.
5 gold medals.
Not the most decorated, but maybe the most gold. I think at least in U.S. history. I'm not sure if it's like Olympic history ever.
And that's crazy because
I should have researched that. I apologize.
We've had so many greats. We've had FloJo. We had, Jackie Jonah Kersey. We've had so many, but I mean, these women are. I mean, like I said, they're the best in the world. One lady, she had a baby, I think, a couple of years ago, and she came back and won the bronze, something like that, and
I think so,
the 100.
yeah.
I was like, wow, you had a kid a year ago and you came back and fucking won the bronze medal?
That's that ambition.
Shit, that's that shit. Like,
that ambition, that's a lot of that kind of ambition. That's a lot of shit that normal regular niggas don't have.
Yeah, we ain't got that kind of shit, But I must say, this Olympics, the only thing I really would say the Olympic Committee need to change is make the schedules more fucking accessible. Cause I didn't want to watch fucking handball, or that bullshit.
But Olympic curling, I was caught all the way the fuck up. You remember in 2012, Olympic curling was like a big deal?
You watch that shit?
Yeah, in 2012, but I remember looking for it and I couldn't find it. And then the Olympic field hockey was actually okay.
No, the handball, I'll tell you what, if you saw the women handball,
I didn't know handball was even an Olympic sport.
I talk shit, but that shit is fucking physical, man. Like, them motherfuckers was out there, like the women, I was like, damn, like, there no shoulder pads, no shit like that inside here. So, like I said, much respect to the Olympics this year. And if you did not know, Simone is going to be the bearer for the closing ceremony, which probably happened already. So congratulations.
It was yesterday. Well, it was on Friday.
It was on Friday?
Yeah, I think so.
So congratulations, girl.
Got a kiss on the cheek from Zac Efron.
That's the pretty white guy, right? The one that was in
he was in Neighbors and all the High School Musicals.
I gotta give that dude credit. That is a good looking white guy.
And he's been, hitting the gym. He's gotten muscular.
That motherfucker's like buff as fuck, man.
But also, he had to be in a movie with The Rock. You don't want to be like
the flabby white guy and shit running around
flat
The Rock.
chest.
What movie was The Rock?
Baywatch. Remember they're doing
they doing the remake of fucking Baywatch and shit.
Yep, he's in it with The Rock. So I imagine if that won't give you motivation to hit the fucking gym, nothing will.
Nothing else will. And so now, so I got a question for y'all, right? Who is Zendaya? Zendaya, I'm sorry I fucked that up.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Zendaya.
I live for her. I love her. She is.
But who is she?
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm just fucking saying. But you see her. But what the fuck has she done?
She is known for being on a Disney Channel show about her family and her spies. But she's actually about some shit. She don't be nowhere twerking or like getting DUIs like all the other Disney's. No, but she's very into like
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears was not Disney. Technically she was, because she was on Mickey Mouse Club.
Justin Timberlake.
When dinosaurs roamed the earth and before
Christina
anything
Aguilera.
interesting.
I'm just saying that Disney, Miley Cyrus, it doesn't work out very well with that shit, man.
But it's working out pretty well for her. She has some music out. She has a song out called Something New, which she sampled TLC's Creep. I liked it. It came out a few months ago. And she's very into like social activism, like, racial inequality and interacting with Black Lives Matter. And she's kind of in the forefront in terms of like celebrity wise of doing that. And she recently made, trending in Twitter headlines for, she was cast as Mary Jane Watson in the new Spiderman Homecoming movie. Yeah, and she was actually cast in that movie months ago, but it wasn't revealed that she was Mary Jane until a couple of days ago. So of course, comic book purists and racists have been losing their mind.
Okay, I have to stop you there. I'm a comic book purist, not a fucking racist. First of all, I'm gonna say this for 30 seconds. I'm gonna shut the fuck up and let her go back to Zendaya. Mary Jane Watson is not Peter Parker's first love. It is Gwen fucking Stacy. Okay, and either one of them. Gwen Stacy got blonde hair. Mary Jane Watson got fucking red hair.
It's 2016. That's what hair dye's for. It's a shade of red hair and a shade of blonde for every black woman. And I guess I'm not as offended by race bending as some other people are, because in my opinion, Mary Jane Watson's race is not important at all to her character or her character arc. Mary Jane Watson's sole purpose in the Spider-Man movies has been to be Peter Parker's love interest and to get caught and eventually rescued, and that has nothing to do with her race. So I was not as upset as everyone else. I can see if you're a comic book purist and you have like an idea of who this person is supposed to look in your mind, and that's fine. But when you use like racial slurs to get your point across, that's when it becomes racist. And I feel like people only complain about race bending when the person goes from being white to being black, and that can be seen with Zendaya and more recently Michael B. Jordan in Fantastic Four.
Oh, they fucking ripped that shit when they made him fucking Johnny Storm to be a fucking black guy, cause in the comic books, and then
He's
like,
white.
And even in the movies, he was Chris Pine. He was not Chris Pine. He was
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans,
who eventually became Captain America.
Blonde hair, white
blue
guy.
eyes.
Blonde hair, blue eyes, white guy. I mean, hear me out on this. I think we're gonna talk about this thing for a second. Even go to the Spider-Man part. The casting area was probably, hopefully, to be brilliant, only because now it should show the
diversity
of that. A white male doesn't necessarily have to be. He doesn't fall in love with somebody that's gonna be glamorous. And in Mary Jane Watson, in the comic books and in the movies, well, Kirsten Dunst is not glamorous, but I think it showed the diversity of what they're looking for. I mean, they're going back to the roots of Spider-Man, and she's gonna be one of them. So congratulations, girl. She's only 19.
Yeah, I think so.
She
19, 20.
She can't even fucking legally drink, and she's done more in her first part of her life than most people do in the rest of their life. So you go, girl. I would give you that one. Mm-hmm. You go, girl. Speaking of like we dealing with Spider-Man and stuff like that, me and my partner in crime will be going to Dragon Con.
Yes, my first one. We will be there on the 2nd or the 3rd. We can't decide on which day, but super excited. I'm trying to decide if whether or not I'm going to do some cosplay or not, but I just feel like my stomach is not where I want it to be, so I might wear a really like relevant t-shirt.
You know what? I might do something like I don't know if I do a costume. I might do like a t-shirt.
But next year though, it's gonna be on point.
I'm gonna tell you,
Poison Ivy.
I'm getting ready to have a t-shirt made of Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad. I fucking loved her character. So I think that might probably be my next thing right there. But we'll be at Dragon Con. Oh man, I'm so fucking excited, man. But you've never been. If you've never been to a Comic Con or a Dragon Con,
and it's a shame because I literally live 10 minutes.
Yes, she does.
From where Dragon Con is every year, and I've never been. I've always had to do something related to work on that weekend, but I made a promise to myself that this year I was gonna go. I have my $10 off coupon that I'm gonna use. I'm excited.
If you've never been to one of these, man, it's the level of geekdom is off the fucking charts and shit. You're gonna be out there. I went last year. Man, I had a good ass time. I got a chance to see 1 million Captain Americas, 1 million Poison Ivies, 1 million fucking Thors, 1 million Iron Men. I seen fat Iron Man, skinny Peter Parker. So I mean, you'll see all kind of stuff there. It is like for the inner child in you. We're gonna be out there. We're gonna knock that shit out. Hopefully we'll see some of y'all out there. Matter of fact, I will probably have a t-shirt made on with our logo and stuff like that. So if you see us out there, stop, show us some love.
We
take some
may
pictures.
even have some to give out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Nudge, nudge. Yes, we might have some out there. So If you love movies like we do, be on the lookout for us because it will be the K versus A logo that'll be out there that weekend. So you cannot mix us. I don't care if I got to buy a fucking sign. Wow, good fucking idea. With K versus A on there, you will see us out there.
And like speaking of logo, we actually had a new one made, so it's actually up on all of our Twitters and our YouTubes and our Instagrams and Facebook and all that good stuff. So we're actually pretty excited about it. So head over to our pages and see how it looks and give us your feedback. Because while we love it, neither one of us are particularly attached. So we're open to suggestions.
Yeah, we might even do a contest, but we'll let you even pick our own logo for us. You never know. You can be our logo for the week or something like that. So,
that's cool.
We got to let you go into that. So, what we have decided, what Chrissy has decided.
Going with the crazy theme for this week, it seems like a lot of celebrities have been, saying some things, putting their foot in their mouth, saying some foul shit the past week and a half. And have you ever read someone's interview or just heard someone talking and in your mind you said, shut the fuck up?
Really just shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, you know what though?
So this segment.
Money make you say some crazy shit though, don't it?
Yeah, this segment of the podcast, and we will let you decide if it's going to be a keeper or not. It's going to be called Shut the Fuck Up, or STFU for short. How this section will go is that I will comb the internet and social media for articles and interviews of celebrities saying, questionable things, and we'll say some quotes. And Antoine and I will debate on whether or not said celebrity needs to shut the fuck up.
So this week...
Are you ready to start?
You know what? I am fucking ready. So you know what? Matter of fact, we will go ahead and let you get started real quick. So who is our first shut the fuck up celebrity for the week?
Our first celebrity who may or may not need to shut the fuck up is a Mr. Oscar winner himself, Jared Leto.
Okay, so what did Mr. Leto say this week that would make you want him to shut the fuck up?
As you know, Jared Leto played the Joker in the critically shat on Suicide Squad.
I like when you say shat, not shit, but
shitted. It's shitted shat. I'm trying to be grammatically correct here, so give me a break.
I would say shat.
So, as some of you know, a lot of his scenes were cut from the movie in order to make it a bit more light and airy, because they said a lot of the scenes were kind of like abuse between him and Harley, and they wanted to cut that out.
Okay.
So according to some interviews, Mr. Leto has been all up in his feelings as of late, and as quoted as being overwhelmed by all the hate regarding the look and choices of the Joker. And let's see, his disappointment in what he's learned of the theatrical cut is feeling sort of tricked into being a part of it. And when asked about what he felt about his scenes being cut, he said, I'm asking you, were there any scenes that didn't get cut? There are so many scenes that got cut from the movie. We did a lot of experimentation. Later on saying, if I die anytime soon, it's probably likely that it'll surface somewhere. And it's being, in talks that he may quit the DC universe before a sequel or appearing in any Batman movie. So, that being said, does Jared Leto need to shut the fuck up?
Well, okay. Artistically, I think he was given probably about 10 minutes of screen time, maybe 10 minutes?
A solid 3 or 4 scenes, 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. He did more his 10 minutes of screen time than some characters do with a full movie. I personally love the way his character was. He had a new age vibe to him with the like he was like a hip
cartel,
like he was that
they
nigga. They
modeled him after the Mexican cartel, his clothes.
Yeah, his clothes and his tats. Like he was that nigga. So I fuck with him like that. Do anything to shut the fuck up? Yes, because he's in line to get at least some role in a Justice League movie or some. It's gonna be a major movie coming up there. Jared Leto, that's a lot of fucking money. And I say this as a comic book geek. Shut the fuck up. Be happy with your 10 minutes of screen time you probably got paid millions of dollars for. Okay? You've already signed a contract for your upcoming movies. Shut the fuck up. Take your money. Do the Joker in the next 2-3 fucking Batman movies so your kids can eat fucking platinum Wheaties for the rest of their fucking life, okay? Shut the fuck up. That's all I gotta say about that.
I think he needs to just, shut the fuck up too. But I do get where he's coming from.
Really?
This being said, now, I don't agree with going on record talking shit about your boss. That's bad for business. That's bad for your career. So in terms of that, he does need to shut the fuck up. But I do understand why he's in his feelings. Think about it this way. You are entrusted with this iconic character, right?
Character.
That you have to live up to Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger and Mark Hamill. Imagine the mental stress and emotional stress that he was under while filming this movie and having the majority of his scenes cut. Could you imagine going through that? Like people talking about how you're going to be a shitty Joker and criticizing the costume choices and your voice and how you look and your past work and all that shit and judging you before the movie even comes out, and you're supposed to be in maybe a solid 30-40 minutes of the movie, and when you find out about it, they cut what you feel to be the meatiest scenes that you were a part of.
Well, he
was a method actor supposedly, and he put himself and immersed himself in the role, and they cut most of it. Wouldn't you be mad?
The last motherfucker that immersed himself in the role didn't fucking make it. First of all, Jared Leto, I will tell you this: you were fucked in the beginning anyway. No one, and I mean no one, could have followed Heath Ledger Joker. And did it probably any justice. You asked.
He fought a losing battle on that one.
He fought a losing battle. So the most you can do is just take it for what it is, try to make it your own, and you just live with it. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. But just shut the fuck up, get the money, do your sequels, and maybe if luck holds out for you, you will actually get the chance to be the Joker to a Batman. And maybe you can surpass Heath Ledger, maybe you can surpass Jack Nicholson, but you won't happen if they decide, hey, we're gonna fucking fire your ass. Let me tell you something. Another actor, actress that should shut the fuck up and end up costing her ass. Perfect example, Megan Fox.
Yeah. But also, you don't compare anybody to Hitler. I think that was just like that might be one of the poorest choices an actress has ever made ever. Like, I remember reading that quote and reading that article and thinking, she's done.
In Hollywood.
And she did the Ninja Turtles movies. And I want to say that might be like the most she's done since that whole thing came out. Because they replaced her in the last, 2 Transformers movies?
The last 2 Transformers, yeah.
And that was her bread and butter for a long time.
Well, you don't call probably one of the top
action
3 biggest movies, was it Spielberg, I want to say?
It was Michael
Bay.
But fuck him, all his movies are terrible.
Yeah,
I don't like Michael.
But you don't diss one of the top 3, best son directors in the world and not expect for there to be any fucking...
Who was the director of one of the biggest franchises, however flawed they are.
Which ones?
To be honest, I only liked the first Transformers. I think the other 3 of them were just cash grabs. Like CGI fests and cash grabs.
Yeah, they're trying to get money from the kids now and shit, you know what I'm saying?
And, Age of Extinction went on for like 45 minutes too long.
Yeah, it got to the point where you like...
I'm like, what the fuck? End this shit already. God.
Well, speaking of ending shit already. Oh my God, it's an ending shit already. So, any Twilight fans out there knew that Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart
were in a relationship.
Alleged
relationship.
And as we all know, Hollywood, Okay, let's circle back real quick. Do you think Twilight would have been as successful as it was if people were not drawn to the fact that the actors were real life lovers? So
let's be real, and I can say this as a former Twihard. When they first came out, I did like the movies, and I was not able to see the movies for what they were until after they were all done. I admit that. I accept that. That's just part of my history and my past.
Okay.
But looking back from a storytelling perspective and a script perspective, the best movie was marginally average at best. I think the best Twilight movie was the first one. And that marginally.
I think all of them fucking sucked.
Okay. The first Twilight was like a C- on the Richter scale, and everything else was like a D or F. Can we agree on that?
Did anybody find any of the Twilight movies to be creepier than a motherfucker? Okay, 100-year-old vampire in love with a 70-year-old chick. R. Kelly shit.
He looks 17, so we're supposed to be okay with it.
Nigga, we know he's 100 fucking years old.
He should be like jacking off to Greta Garbo or like Katharine Hepburn or some shit like that. Audrey Hepburn, like somebody in his age group.
Yeah, but the whole thing was like, I'm like, okay, she survived vampire attacks, she survived werewolf attacks, all this shit she go through, and how? What the fuck? How did she survive all this shit, man?
And let's not get started on apparently an 100-year-old corpse has sperm that can get her pregnant. Let's not even talk about that whole absurdity that was breaking down.
Like a 100-year-old corpse didn't get hard. If there's no flowing blood in his body, how he did get hard?
Suspension of belief.
Well,
suspension of belief.
So the suspension of belief, so we use that keyword to describe their relationship. It was suspension of belief. Thank you very much. That was a nice little segue into what we're saying right now.
So, Kristen Stewart recently came out with having a girlfriend, and asking her about her relationship, she kind of had something to say about her previous relationship with Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
In the interview, she said, "People wanted me and Rob to be together so badly that our relationship was made into a product. It wasn't real life anymore, and that was gross to me. It's not that I want to ignore who I am or hide anything I'm doing in my life. It's that I don't want to become a part of a story for entertainment value." Now, I'm going to put my little 2 cents in here, and I'm going to ask you, the question of the segment. Is it just me, or is she kind of, on the low admitting that her relationship to Robert Pattinson was indeed a romance? Do you agree with that? And B, does she need to shut the fuck up? Why or why not?
Okay. A, do I believe that it was a romance? Yes. The studio was probably like, listen here, man.
It sucks.
Y'all chemistry sucks. But we got to get these little teenage motherfuckers involved in your shit. So we got to make them feel that they are emotionally attached to y'all. So yes, in public, you're going to hold hands. Yes, in public, you're going to kiss. But behind closed doors, fuck you, fuck you. I'm going my other separate way. It's all about the money. Now, at this point right now, do I think she need to shut the fuck up? No. And you want to know why? Why now? At this point right now, she's admitting to what I think a lot of people already knew. So if you express your feelings, cool. I'll give her half to shut the fuck up. I think a half.
So just shut up, but not shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because no matter what it was, don't describe it as gross. Because now you're throwing shade on this guy who has never thrown shade on you, even though the bullshit that you've done to him. So you should be like, okay, I felt it was this, but not a full shut the fuck up. So she get a shut the, not the full fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So she get an ST. I can't give the FU. You know?
Okay. In my opinion, she needs to shut the fuck up. Simply because you cannot play the victim now. Because as far as I know, and if there are any PR experts, please feel free to put me on game and to correct me. Mm-hmm. When you agree to be part of a romance, are you not paid? Did she not use this relationship with Robert Pattinson to negotiate a higher salary for each of the Twilight movies? Why play the victim now talking about, oh, I didn't like that aspect of my relationship when you profited from it? At the end of the day, Kristen Stewart is not where she is now if it's not for Twilight. And as you said before, when she talks about that, she throws shade on Robert Pattinson, who didn't throw shade at her with all the shit she did when she fucked Rupert Sanders.
She's a hoe.
When they were still reportedly together and humiliated him. He had to endure that. Now he got to endure this. Which goes to show that Robert Pattinson must really be a stand-up guy. Because if there was an ounce of pettiness in him, he would be on Twitter or Instagram doing something untoward.
If there's an ounce of
he gotta be on the up and up.
If there's an ounce of niggerdom in him, yeah, that shit could have been real fucking ugly. But he
snaps to him.
Yeah,
That's good.
I gotta give a brother credit, man. He kept it classy. You know,
as classy as possible.
As classy as possible can. Well, speaking of classy, Cam Newton. So
this is actually, I think we're both gonna agree on this pretty heavily. He had an interview with GQ late last week.
Yeah, it came out when let y'all know we tried to do the podcast last week
on Monday. On Tuesday we tried to do it.
Yeah,
but for some reason the audio editing software, we could only export 3 minutes at a time. So that would have been 20 or 30 separate things I would have had to Frankenstein together, and I was not going for it. I'm not the one.
Yeah, because we were talking about Cam, and I'm gonna be the lead on this subject right here. I will give you.
Let's say his quote first.
Okay, let's
go
ahead.
He was saying, and this was in reference to whether or not he feels that the criticism he's gotten the past few seasons are because of race. And he's quoted as saying, "I don't want this to be about race because it's not. It's not. We're beyond that as a nation." So that being said,
Cam Newton, shut the fuck up. If you really think that we're beyond racism as a nation, with all the bullshit we've had in the last 2-3 years, whatever, and we're not gonna do the social economic stuff right now, but just turn the news on, you can see what's going on, nigga. You dabbing had motherfuckers out there talking about picketing. You're a thug. You're fucking. You were whatever was wrong with fucking society, whatever. But
over a dance move.
But Aaron Rodgers get out there, spike the fucking ball, do the fucking discount double check. Nobody said nothing wrong about that, right?
Or the fact that Johnny Manziel out somewhere looking like Gollum, but like a fucking crackhead, and people are rooting for him to
get a football job.
To get a football job and to beat whatever, addiction he's going through or whatever. So people are more offended by him dabbing than kids looking up to somebody who's reportedly abused their girlfriend and is on drugs, or somebody who's doing a double check.
Reportedly doing dope in the bathroom, shit like that. Cam,
where were the think pieces on that shit? That's what I want to know.
Well, first of all, Cam is 6'5", 265 pounds.
You're a black man.
And a black man. You're not a hard motherfucker to miss, bro. So what I would tell you is, for you being an AT alien that grew up in Atlanta, yeah, you need to shut the fuck up, because you're one arrest away for being straight thug life, bro. And if you don't believe that shit, ask Ray Lewis, ask any other player that has never got in trouble in their life, and they had one instance, and that followed them for life. So if I was you, Cam, never have 911 called on you, okay? Because you're not going to dab your way out of that bullshit right there, okay? So I don't know what new dance you're going to pull out this year. You know what I'm saying? Nigga start doing a whip with a nay-nay or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think both the whip and the nay-nay are dead. I want to say they died a slow, agonizing death in 2015. I haven't seen anybody whip or nay-nay all year, and I'm happy to say that.
Thank
and
God.
Knock on, granted, that's probably not real, but knock on it anyway. I really, because I'm at the point in life, I'm 25, I don't care about any of the new dances or memes or any of that.
Really?
I mean, memes I'm still okay with, but I just don't get them as quick as I used to. I'm always a week late on memes. I don't even care anymore. Like that whole thing when they do the sideways Running Man and My Boo comes on in the background. I was 2 weeks late today. I was like, what this got to do with anything?
Yeah, I knew who the fuck came with that bullshit. Because matter of fact, that's not the actual Running Man challenge. It's not actual dance. But you know, that's neither here nor fucking there. So Cam, shut the fuck up. Don't say shit else. Keep it moving. So today, if you saw our Instagram account, my partner over here was like, "Oh my god, no, we gotta see a movie." So we went to go see War Dogs because
I did not want to see War Dogs. I thought it was gonna be shit, and I can say it wasn't.
It was Jonah Hill. I gotta get that little chubby bastard fucking credit.
He gained all that weight back.
You
think he did it for the movie?
I think he did. He
was looking trim.
He is a multi-faceted actor. He is one role away from winning a fucking Oscar. I really believe that.
He got nominated for Moneyball.
And
didn't he get nominated for Wolf of Wall Street? But I know he got nominated for Moneyball.
Going from Superbad.
Fucking love that movie.
I love that. That was my movie, man. I fucking love that movie.
That's like stoner moviedom at its height. God. That and Pineapple Express.
Yeah, Superbad, man. It's like, you know,
she pinned it on my leg. Yeah. To like that.
Yeah, it's like to where he's at now. It's like fucking. I'm loving it, man. I mean, that just showed the evolution of a character.
And Miles Teller too. He's a really good actor. Like he was in, what's that movie about? He was in the band class, and the guy won an Oscar for it. Whiplash. Class? He was in Whiplash, and he did a really good job. If you haven't seen it, I recommend that you do. It was really, really good. It came out like 2 years ago.
When I first saw him in like the Divergent series. He
hadn't really gotten the best like tour of his acting.
Yeah, I saw him in that movie he had with him, Zac Efron, and what's the black guy name?
The Awkward Moment. You've had a really bad experience with him. Like, I recommend watching The Spectacular Now. He was good in that. Whiplash, he was good in that. And it's another movie he was in that I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, I definitely think Miles Teller is like on the come up. I think he's one movie away from really like hitting it.
From being that dude.
Yeah.
War Dogs, I will do the synopsis. By two 20-some-year-old friends, and to make a long story short, they end up becoming international
arms
dealers. And of course, you got that one friend that's the good guy. Then you got that one friend that's the fucking dick. I mean, like he makes Dick look bad. We'll talk about the dick part later on, but it was we talk about the dick part. Mm-hmm. Why do movies always have to have that line drawn to where there's one good guy and there's like one dick? Why can't it be like, hey man, the white guy, the other good guy might be a dick too? No, he might have some dick moves too.
And just like as usual, this is a spoiler heavy review. Basically, they start out small, doing like small shit. Weapons deals with the U.S. government, and this gets bigger and bigger, and they get this huge contract with the Pentagon, and they just break every rule and cut every corner to like try to close the deal out and get this money. It's like, of course, you have the Miles Teller character, who's kind of the straight man, mm-hmm. who's a family man, who just wants to make money and provide for his family. And then Jonah Hill, who is this complete and utter dickbag, who is like completely untrustworthy in any and everything he does. And kind of like going back to what you said, it's kind of like they try to make Miles Teller out to be a good person, mm-hmm. but at the end of the day, he still went along with every illegal thing.
He was still a fucking criminal.
He was still a fucking criminal. Like,
yeah.
I don't care how you slant it. You put lives in danger. You cut corners. You broke the law.
It was a scene in the movie, y'all, where they was in Fallujah, and they got stuck. So the dude went to go get gas, and they had the fucking, I don't know, the Taliban, who the fuck these motherfucker was, insurgents was chasing them. And so the driver's like, run. Fallujah bad. I said, no shit, Fallujah's fucking bad. Like, what the fuck? And they drove, well, how many Berettas was it?
1,000 Berettas? Something like that.
It was some stupid number like that. And they went into this fucking, they went and got paid what was it, like $13 billion? There was
that's how much money they confiscated from Saddam Hussein. They only got paid like, I want to say $600,000 for that, which is still a lot of money.
And it was a big ass vault. I mean, there were just pallets of money behind them. I was like, motherfucker, what? I can't believe this bullshit.
And then it's like, okay, another big spoiler alert. They had a contract with the Pentagon, and they needed to give them 100 million AK-47 casings.
Mm-hmm.
So they make this backdoor deal through Bradley Cooper's character to like buy unused like weapons and bullets
mm-hmm.
from the Armenian army.
Albania.
Oh yeah, Albania.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, my mistake. And turns out they got screwed over, and the bullets were actually from China.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an embargo on Chinese weapons in America, so they had to repackage the bullets in boxes and try to ship them back over there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that was so fucking unethical. And I feel like they tried to make this movie like a mixture of Blow and Wolf of Wall Street, which in theory would have made this a fucking excellent movie, but this movie is not half as good as either of those movies.
Simply.
And and like they marketed it as like a comedy when it's really more like
it was a drama.
A drama
with several comedic with flows in it.
A dramatic narrative.
Another spoiler alert: the Jonah Hill character end up fucking himself simply because
being a dick,
not wanting to pay people, and then trying to cut people out of their money.
And people got petty.
Man, shit, motherfucker, do you hear me now? You put a gun in my face, fuck yeah, I hear you. Shit, I heard you the other time.
And then, like, simply all the crazy stuff they did, all the corners they cut, they only got Jonah Hill's character, the dick, got 4 years in jail, and Miles Teller got 7 months house arrest. And if you think of all the crazy shit they did, like smuggling arms from Italy to Baghdad,
one country to another, forging fucking payroll records
to the government, like years worth of documents, cooking your books from like since you started, and you only get 4 years.
4 years.
That's all you get.
But if you sell one crack rock, boy, you getting
the
100.
Book thrown at you. Get the Kindle thrown at you.
Kindle thrown at you.
They don't use books no more. They use Kindles.
They really. I mean, I still buy books.
I do too. I'm not even gonna play. It's something about feeling the paper of a book
on your hand, right?
Like, like it's like the light is too bright. I can't handle it.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. But if you want to go see War Dogs, you will definitely like the War Dogs part.
It's okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a solid 6. I think the next time I see it again, it'll be like on HBO or something like that.
Yeah, it's not a repeatable movie.
And you're not gonna miss anything if you don't see it.
No, it won't solve world hunger or the federal deficit. Neither would other movies solve. We're gonna talk about other movies solved. We saw it last week. We talked about it last week.
Fucking sausage party. What in the entire fuck was going on in this movie? And it's like we saw it a week ago. Or was it early this week or a week ago?
It was a week ago.
We saw it a week ago, and at first I was like, oh my God, this movie was fucking hilarious. But when I actually got to sit and marinate on it, I don't think I liked it. I think Sausage Party, the whole premise rests on the fact that it's animated food saying naughty words and getting in like disgusting situations. So if that allure kind of wore off for me like halfway through the movie. It's 2 scenes that really stick out. But besides that, I can't really like pinpoint a scene or what it was really about. Like from what I remember, it's about a hot dog named Frank, cause pun, His girlfriend is a hot dog bun.
With a fat ass. She had a fat ass. Like,
she
wow,
did.
she had a
Yeah,
fat
she
ass.
did. So they, their whole lives in the supermarket, they believe in something called the Great Beyond, which is their version of heaven. Turns out something is said which causes Frank to doubt the existence of the Great Beyond. So he goes out to investigate if whether or not it's real. And of course it's bullshit. When food is bought at the market, you don't go to heaven, you're eaten by humans. So once he finds that out, he has to go and try to like warn everybody. Because of course it's 4th of July weekend and everyone's gonna get fucking bought up and eaten and barbecued and
hot
all that
dog,
good stuff.
hamburgers, all that shit,
So that being said, like the overall premise, it's like, okay, it was room for comedy there, but it's like you can only tell so many like cum jokes, so many like douche jokes. Like the villain in this movie is a literal douche.
It's a douche.
Complete with your stereotypical Staten Island accent, who's mad because Frank caused him to get pushed out of the cart and his nozzle got bent. So he can't be a douche anymore, and it's been his life's ambition to like be in a woman's vagina and like be a douche.
Be a douche. He was this douche in his movie. Spoiler alert, gave a juice box head, which is another fucking sexual metaphor. Juice box head. Killed. I mean, he had a fucking body count of just. It was just crazy. It was just,
because when he fell out of the cart, he punctured his like the bottle part of the douche. So in order to like keep himself filled with liquid, he would just like kill some random like juice box or like Capri Sun or a bottle of vodka and suck all the juice out so he could remain whole. And then he got the sticker off of like a dead orange or something.
Yeah.
And like stitched himself together so none of the juice would leak out. Like, just by hearing the synopsis, does this not sound like the most ridiculous shit ever?
And then we hear at the end of the movie got kind of boring.
Wait. And then there's another side plot about Frank falls out of the package or whatever, but the rest of the hot dogs get bought. And it's like a Silence of the Lambs-esque slaughter scene.
Shit.
And his like weak friend escapes and he's trying to find his way back to the grocery store to warn everybody. And on his journey, he approaches an alley, and you see stuff. He thinks he finds what he thinks is a hot dog, but it's really a piece of shit
with maggots coming
out of it. And he befriends for a short time
a used condom.
Yep, a used condom, and the condom was like, oh my God, it was everywhere, and I begged him to stop, and he wouldn't listen. And that part was funny.
That was funny as fuck.
Not for shock value, but me being a stickler for detail, I'm a bit surprised that the used condom didn't have slurred speech. I think that was a missed opportunity for additional comedy.
Well, he had so much shit floating out of him. I mean, like, there wasn't no reason to be slurred. It was
like filled.
He was like fucking disgusting. I'm like, that dude must not have had none in a while, because it was like fucking overflowing and shit. Yeah. And he was like, I begged him to stop. And
it was terrible.
It was terrible. And I mean, the movie is what it is, y'all. It's sexual innuendos, it's puns, it's fucking an orgy, a 6-minute food orgy in. I never knew the two grapes could fuck.
Legitimately a good 5 or 6 minutes orgy with just food. Mm-hmm. And basically it comes about by 4th of July happens and everyone realizes that they're about to be eaten, and they fight back against the humans, mm-hmm. and they win, and all the humans get killed or they run out of the store, and all the food is like, oh my God, I can't believe we're still alive. Now that we know the great beyond doesn't exist, we can do whatever the fuck we want. Mm-hmm. And apparently doing whatever the fuck they want is just having a 6-minute food on food orgy. And that's how you know when like you've made it in Hollywood, when you can get a film like this made. Like imagine pitching Sausage Party, like okay, it's food, it's sex jokes, and it's gonna be a 6-minute food orgy at the end. Maybe they ran out of ideas on how to like end it.
I mean, didn't end like that. It ended with them fucking going into another dimension to go see themselves. So it's like
they're voice actors.
So it's like you see the level of fucking
just debauchery
in this motherfucker. It was some Oedipus Rex shit, y'all. Really. Would I go see it again? No.
Let's talk about the food orgy.
Okay.
So of course the hot dog in the bun. That's gonna happen. Then there was a lesbian taco played by Selma Hayek.
She like, once you go taco, you never go back.
Yeah. So she's eating out the hot dog bun.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a donut and a falafel jerking off, watching the hot dog, the bun, and the taco have a 3-way. And you see the donut like motorboating himself in the falafel's balls. I didn't know a falafel had balls.
Yeah, he had a pair of balls.
Yeah, ate a pair of balls. Then you see the hot dog going through the hole of the bagel.
Oh man, it was horrible.
You see a grape giving a raspberry head or something like that. What else? You see a box of grits fucking a box of crackers.
Man, let me tell y'all something, man. Them grits fucked the shit out of them crackers, man. Hey, he got through crackers, man. Them crackers couldn't even walk straight and shit. They was over there like, they're walking all bow-legged and shit, man. I said, they fucked the shit out of them damn crackers, man. I said, damn.
I want to say a Twinkie got fucked by a bottle of tequila or a pack of cigarettes or something. It was just a lot of like fucking just everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. And it's like food on food, produce on produce.
It's kind of like they thought, you're not offended yet? We're really going to do something to offend you. And what I liked about this movie made it its mission to offend every single race, every single ethnicity, so everybody has something to be mad about. You have the grits, that was obviously a black man that was ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the wise alcohol that's Native American. And then you have the bagel that's Jewish.
Oh man, the falafel
that's Middle Eastern.
The fucking taco
that's Mexican.
Yep. And it was like when you saw the scene when the taco eating her out, she was like, "Oh Frank, like shit, I'm over here jacking these guys over here." I'm looking like, what the fuck, man? You ain't gonna get in there. I mean, we saw 3-ways, 2-ways, orgies and shit. I mean.
There was no 69 though. I was looking for it. It wasn't in there.
You little freak. No about the 69 and shit. Like, what the fuck?
I just thought that was gonna be a layup. I was looking for it when the orgy happened. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, when it's gonna happen, and it didn't.
So I like the movie. I would watch it again, but not pay for to watch it. You know, I want to see the fucking either the extended version or the unrated version.
If there's an unrated version of Sausage Party, I don't know what they could possibly do. I don't know what they could like do to make it more R-rated. Like it's already like super fucking R. Mm-hmm. Like how can you make it?
Well, look at fucking American Pie. American Pie too. I mean, there are some lines where you can smudge the fuck out of them lines, man. But I'm glad that but I mean, I enjoyed the movie. And what we try to do, we try to see at least one movie a week.
We have to do double duty this week.
Yeah, we definitely gonna be this week.
A bit of a fuck up.
And we also, do you want to go shooting this week?
I do.
You want to go shooting? What we're gonna do this week? You follow us on Instagram. I'm gonna take Trissy to her first shooting range, probably Friday or Saturday.
I tried to go about a year ago. But the owner of the range took one look at me and he handed me like a Glock or a 22 or whatever. I don't know the caliber. Mm-hmm. And he was like, if you can take the magazine out of this gun, I'll let you shoot here. But if you can't, you have to go somewhere else. And I never heard of that needing to be a qualification. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I couldn't do it. He was like, oh, you can't shoot here. Go somewhere else. Well, it was really just fucking dismissive, and I didn't like it.
Well, you like this place I want to take you. It was in Stone Mountain, by your brother's house. Mm-hmm. And it's like $40. You get like 25 rounds of ammo a piece. But the guns are excellent. The targets, it's not really one of those shooting ranges you go in there, you got a super town. The targets are really nice. If you look at my Instagram, man, I fucked the shit up out this damn bear, man. So you'll enjoy it. I mean, but it's very relaxing. You'll enjoy it, man. You like it. The first time I went, so I need to go out there, man. So I want y'all to follow us on there. We're gonna post it on our little Instagram. Mine's on Twitter already, and my Instagram page. So when you see it,
I did feel some kind of way because he promised to take me shooting this week. So then I go on Instagram and I'm just saying, oh, look how much fun I'm having at the gun range without Crystal. Like, just having so much fucking fun. I'm like, okay, apparently I ain't shit.
Well, no, don't feel that way, baby girl. It's like it's all good. We're gonna go shooting and you're gonna enjoy yourself, but we're gonna get you a little smaller gun because I will tell you out there.
Like a little prostitute gun, the kind of can fit in the palm.
Not a little prostitute gun. I shot a 9mm first, and I shot a 40 caliber. The 40 caliber actually had less kick than the 9. I actually shot better with the 40 caliber than I did with the 9mm.
I don't know what we're talking about, but
you will learn.
I don't speak.
You don't speak guns and ammo. You don't speak guns
and
ammo.
Not yet. Cause I feel like in today's society, I do need to have a gun, especially since I live by myself. But I just haven't gotten around to it.
Well, we're about to get you a gun, probably look some guns, get you some gun lessons. I mean, but definitely, even though you live in a nice neighborhood, shit still fucking happens, So it's always good to have one.
So, go on our Instagrams and our Twitters and our YouTubes and subscribe to us. And speaking of social media, we love you guys. You're taking time out every day to listen to us talk about stupid shit and talk about movies and all that good stuff. And we just want to give something back to you guys because we love you so much. So Twan and I are hosting a giveaway. We recently put up our YouTube channel and it has a whole bunch of like behind the scenes stuff, snippets of, arguments that, we had to cut out for time. So if you subscribe to our YouTube page and leave a comment on a video, you will be entered into a raffle to win a free $50 AMC gift card. So, have a free movie for 2 on us. And we're not just giving away 1 or 2 or 3. We're giving away 5 AMC gift cards for $50. So, go have at it. Follow us on, Twitter and Instagram. And you don't have to just, follow us on YouTube. Any social thing we'll do. We're just excited to hear your feedback and hear what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show. Jump in the conversation if you think Tawana and I are wrong about something. Maybe you don't think Jared Leto needs to shut the fuck up. Tell us why. Tell us why we're wrong. And maybe we value your opinion.
And maybe we might tell you to shut the fuck up. I mean, we're not tell you to shut the fuck up, but we want to hear what you have to say, eternal listener. We as always, and hopefully we'll end our show with this note every time we do this. We are eternally grateful that we're giving them this time to entertain you with the bullshit that we deal with every day. Hell, you never know. One day we might, when we get to the point where we be at, we'll invite you to the podcast. You do the podcast with us. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. But we're getting there. But please hit us back up. My Instagram is almostfamous74. My Twitter is the real ATAlien74. And Chrissy's is?
Instagram is at Crystal Loves Movies. And my Twitter is Chris, that's spelled Krys, Loves Movies. And our YouTube, our channel is the KVA Podcast.
Yes, and we do our podcast every Sunday after Chrissy edits it. It's out normally on Monday
yep.
to start your work week. So you have I want it to be Game of Thrones like, so where you like, shit, what the hell's gonna happen fucking Monday? Like, what's going on? What's going on? What's new? I want you to follow us the same way you follow the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That was a bad analogy right there.
People follow them. Even they just ratchet, so it's kind of like you got your point across. At least you didn't say love and hip hop. That would have been offensive.
Love and hip hop too, man. You know what I'm saying. You know,
whatever.
But thank you y'all for joining us. As always, we appreciate it. We love you. And
we really do. We're not just saying that. We do.
We love you.
Because you are like taking time out of your day to like listen to us.
Yeah, to fuck with us on all our bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of bullshit.
And we fuck with you back.
We
like
do.
Hard, like heavy.
We do.
The long way even.
We do. Then the long way, not the short way.
The long way.
But the short might be kind of good sometimes. You ain't got to go long all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever. Quitter.
What the fuck? Hey man, fuck all that. Too old for that shit. Anyway though, I'm out. This is Antoine.
And this is Crystal.
We'll see you next week, and we love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.